This is the SNN adding machine. It was made by Seidel and Naumann around 1910. You should see Yap's video for more history. It was invented by Bernard Baer, although invented is a bit generous to Baer. It was more of an amalgamation of two other popular adding machines of the day. The first was the Landon computer from 1892. The Landon is a rare device, but there's a bunch of clones, and the Rapid computer from 1901 is basically the same device. It was a simple adding machine that used tooth racks. The racks gave the device its length, and it also had that accumulator kind of up front and recessed in kind of an awkward arrangement. It was pretty basic, although its clones improved on the device a little bit. If we take off the front cover, you can see those racks in action. You see how long they are. A tooth rack device has to disengage from the accumulator when it returns to home position, and the Landon did this by just kind of ratcheting over the accumulator. The next device that Baer used as inspiration was the Arithstyle, made by Henry Goldman in 1898. One of the most impressive features of the Arithstyle was the crisp printing on this decal. That font is small. Look at it next to this tiny baby Jesus. Here, I'll zoom out for scale. It had very similar function to the Landon, but as you can see, it's quite a bit smaller. That's because it used chains instead of a rack, and the chain was able to loop underneath itself, and then you didn't have to return those to first position. So if I take off part of its front cover, you can see the chains looping around underneath, ready for their return journey. Pretty cool. Goldman contracted Baer to make these in Germany, and Baer liked them so much he made his own clones. And then, in addition to clones, he patented his own device where he combined the chain and tooth rack mechanism into one device to make the SNN. In the patent for it, Baer shows that he was experimenting with a purely chain device that had springs to return it to first position. But then he must have thought better of it, because he also included on the patent a design for what would turn out to be the Baer. It has the accumulator in the rear, which is nice. It seems a bit of a counterintuitive choice, because as you can see, by adding the racks, he made a big, longer device. But at least the accumulator is in the back. So the SNN is just a simple adding machine. It has a add button to return the racks to first position, and a multiplication button that would allow the racks to just return automatically. It has a nice clearing lever on the side there, and some stiff decimal markers that were probably less stiff in 1910. It has this cool little triangular shaped key to lock the mechanism down that took me a minute to realize, well, not a minute, a few seconds to realize you can't have the multiplication lever set to engage it. Now it's locked down. And here it is with the cover off. You can see the chains as they're looping around underneath. They're dragging a rack, a tooth rack, and you can see that as it returns, it drops to disengage from the accumulator. With the little front piece off, you can see the racks as they loop around. They're ratcheted by that addition to a multiplication lever, and there they're released. Here's the clearing mechanism. That gave me a lot of trouble when this one arrived. I had to file out a little notch there. in order for it to work properly. Maybe the gears have gone loose over the years. And here's the locking mechanism in action. Pretty secure. So that was the SNN. Thanks for watching.